Hello folks, how are you? Today we are going to read the prose number 1 of the book First Flight, that is Letter to God. This chapter is a very nice chapter which talks about the central character who writes a letter to God. So imagine somebody writing a letter to God, and is he going to get a reply? Yes or no? Or if in case he's going to get a reply, what is there in the reply? Let's just get back to the story. So the central character is Lenko or Lencho. It's pronounced in both the ways. I'm going to choose Lenko out here. Lenko is a central character in the story Letter to God. He is the one who writes a letter to God because he is having unflinching faith in God. Now we're going to kind of understand and analyze the circumstances which kind of makes him write a letter to God. What is the reason behind him writing a letter to God? Why is he not asking for help from somebody else but God? Why is God only his last hope? Let's just get back to it. Lenko is our central character of the story. He's basically a farmer and he's having a corn field. He lives in a valley, and that place is kind of all isolated because that is mainly an agricultural land, and he is ready to kind of harvest his crops. Everything is ready. The only thing that his crops need right now is a downpour. So downpour is actually a word in the text which means rainfall. Everything, the crops, the cornfield are all ripe. It's ready to be harvested. Just one thing is required, that is rainfall. And he's looking out since morning till night for the rainfall. He knows that okay, it's cloudy and today the rain is definitely going to come, and eventually the rain comes. He's so happy. All his hopes are actually turned into reality. So he's very happy, and he compares the raindrops with coins, with 5 cents coin and 10 cents coin. Silver coins, 5, 10 and 10 cents are actually coins. And why is he comparing raindrops with coins? The reason is the raindrops are going to promise him good harvest, and good harvest means good source of income. So this is a relation with 10 cents coin. If the raindrops are going to be poured on his crops, that means he's going to have a good harvest. That is definitely going to be promised. And he's so happy. Everyone in his family is happy because they were longing for rainfall. Everything was ready. But now, what's the problem? Why is he communicating with God? The problem is, slowly and gradually, this downpour, this rainfall converts into a hailstorm. Initially, it was just raining, a minimalistic rain. It was drizzling. Slowly and gradually it turned while the weather was really stormy, and there were hailstones. Hailstones falling on the crops, and it destroyed the crops to the last bit because this hailstorm was happening for around an hour. And this destroyed all the fields, all the crops. The sole thing that Lenko was having is his crops. The only kind of medium to earn his livelihood, the only source of income was his crops, and his crops are destroyed by hailstorm. He was expecting a downpour converted into hailstorm, and now he's all disappointed and shattered. He has nobody to approach to because nobody is going to give him financial assistance. So now what to do? Who's the right person to kind of deal? Who's the right person to kind of help him in this situation of emergency? So for this, he writes a letter to God because he knows that God helps everyone, and this is why he writes a letter to God. And then he not only writes a letter to God, he just goes one step ahead and posts this letter. And this letter out there in the post office is received by the postmaster. He goes to the post office out there. The letter is received by postmaster. Initially, seeing the letter, and seeing the idiosyncrasy of Lenko, the postmaster, laugh. He is amused because he is a postmaster since so long and he has never seen a man like this writing a letter to God. This is the first time that somebody is writing a letter to God. He's so shocked and surprised at the same time, and he thinks now what to do. But after reading the letter, after understanding the condition, the reality of Lenko, the place in which he is kind of trapped in, the odd situation, the need that it's a dire circumstances in which Lenko is kind of living right now. So now what to do? Postmaster is actually having doubts and dilemma. So he eventually thinks that amusement which he initially was having is converted to kind of helping him. Now what to help? How to help? So Lenko in his letter to God is demanding for 100 pesos. He's demanding for 100 pesos because he knows if he gets 100 pesos, he is going to sow his crop again with that money, and that is definitely going to help him in his next harvest, because he is having no harvest right now. No harvest means no money. So he asks for 100 pesos. He writes a letter to God. A letter is received by postmaster, and he thinks, okay, the only way I can help Lenko is by kind of involving myself in this act of charity. But the problem is he's not able to kind of give 100 pesos. For this, he contacts everyone. He shares this problem with everyone in the post office, and all the post office employees consented to give a part of their salary to Lenko as an act of charity. So again, so postmaster addressed himself as God because he don't want to break the trust of Lenko. Lenko was having unflinching faith in God, and that trust of Lenko on God shouldn't be broken. For that, postmaster writes a letter by addressing himself as God and send 100 pesos. He tried to send 100 pesos, but he eventually is able to manage only 70 pesos. And that letter is sent. Lenko comes to receive the letter, and when he opens the letter, he's not even shocked or surprised because he was expecting a reply. He's not shocked to see the letter. This also shows us his unflinching faith and hope on God. So he opens the letter. He was expecting 100 pesos, but he only gets 70 pesos, which is collected by an act of charity by all the post office employees. When he opens that and he sees 70 pesos, he kind of thinks, where are my 30 pesos? God God is never wrong. God is always good in calculation. God can never do this. So I think, Lenko says, I think this money is stolen by the post office employees. So again, he writes a letter to God in which he says, dear God, next time do not send the letter in the post office, because these post office employees are actually a bunch of crooks. They are the ones who kind of robbed me of 30 pesos. You must have sent me all 100 pesos, but this bunch of crooks, this evil people, this robbers actually stole 30 pesos. And this letter again was sent to God, and ideally this was received by postmaster. But if in case we see the positive light, if we see this chapter in positive light, this shows us rays of hope. This shows us unflinching faith of Lenko on God, so much so that when he receives 70 pesos instead of 100 pesos, he never doubts the potential, the ability of God. He doubts, he kind of blames postmaster and the post office employees, but never God. So this chapter shows that how a man who is having faith in God is helped by the generous act of post office employees. For any queries, you can get back to me in the comment section. For more such videos, like, share and subscribe. We're going to come again with more such videos, fresh content. Thank you.